the nose which could smell cannot smell well anymore. The tongue which could taste delicious things do not know how delicious it is anymore. The body which was sensitive to the touch is not sensitive anymore. The memory which could memorize become defaulting and more forgetful. We are more and more confused. The intelligence which could think swiftly about different things decreased gradually. When you are old, it's become harder to endure hot and cold weather. When it's hot, he says it's too hot. When it's cold, he says it's too cold. This is called to age down. Old age does not choose the age, whether we are young or old. The truth is that we become older since we are in the womb. Such as when the mother says to others, I'm pregnant of so many days or so many months. This means that the life of living beings gets old every second, every moment of consciousness. We human beings like our haircut, the beard, the mustache, the nails, the teeth, the skin, etc. We make the effort to beautify ourselves and to put makeup to be beautiful and handsome. But in fact, there is nothing beautiful. If one of those things fall into our plates, we throw the content away, because it is not beautiful and it is disgusting. Like the Buddha's word who says, behold this so-called beautiful body, it does not persist. This body created by karma consists of a mass of thoughts and of 300 bones. It is impure, but most of people like to think about it in a pleasant way. This body possesses 5 things: the head hair, the body hair, the nails, the teeth and the skin, which deceive the eyes of the common people to make them see the body as beautiful. The Blessed One taught to the new monks to reflect on the Panchakamatthana, that is the 5 contemplation, because this is what the eyes see first. When we look at ourselves or at others and touch, we necessarily touch the 5 things. If we do not touch the head hair, we touch the body hair. If we do not touch the body hair, we touch the nails. If we do not touch the nails, we touch the teeth. If we do not touch the teeth, we touch the skin. If you see one of the 5 things, we must reflect to see the body as a dirty and disgusting thing. We have to think often, in order to see the truth, because life has no meaning. In order to see that all things are changing and are aging at every moment, that there is nothing permanent. There are certain things which are old and that people like, such as ancient statues, old monuments, etc. But old men, people do not give value. People are reserved repose about them. People don't want to eat with. Life shortens little by little, like the water of a small stream, which dries up little by little until there is no more water. As the Buddha's word who says, as day and night pass, the life of beings shorten and disappear little by little, like the water of a small stream. So has all the Buddhist devotees already collected the food of merits to use in the next world. If you haven't collected the merits, you have to hurry. Do not wait until it's too late. Some people, when they are young and healthy, they do not think about doing meritorious acts. They say, I will wait a little. Then, when they are married, they say, wait until our business works. Then, when they have a child, they say, wait till our child grows up a little bit. When the child grows, they have another child. When they have another child, they say, wait till this one grows up a little bit too. When the child grows, they say, wait until we marry the youngest. After marrying the youngest, at that time, the eldest child have his own child. When they have grandchildren like this, they love their grandchildren even more than their children. At that time, they are so busy, they cannot go anywhere. They are old, with grandchildren, and they love them very much, like the saying which says, we love the children as half a bushel, but we love the grandchildren as a plenty bushel. Moreover, the person have many diseases, and he complains, saying, I am old, I cannot do meritorious acts. Because I cannot sit for a long time, I always feel dizzy. At the end, this person becomes old uselessly. He has no refuge, then he regrets. When he falls into the wrong destination, he says, I shouldn't have been negligent. I was born as a human, it was such a beautiful occasion. But I couldn't do any meritorious act to be my refuge. This explanation explains about suffering because of old age, jara vidukkha. Thereafter, I will explain about the suffering due to sickness, vyatipi dukkha. Sickness is suffering. All living beings, before to die, have to encounter sickness. The people who die without having known sickness do not exist. The only difference is that some are rarely sick, while others are sick more often, according to their own karma. Some people have little pain before to die, some have a lot of pain before to die, and some other people are sick since birth until death. There are many diseases in our body, like the disease which make us to have pain in the eyes, in the ears, to have ear infection, pain in the nose, pain in the tongue, pain in the mouth, toothache, headache, dizziness, stomach ache, pain in the intestines, pain in the mesentery, constipation, hunger, pain in the hands, pain in the feet, pain in the knees, pain in the hips, to have backache, to have cough, asthma, hemorrhoids, fever, dysentery, cramps, diarrhea, leprosy, eczema, bumps, madness, scabies, pain in the gallbladder, flu, gonorrhea, syphilis, pain in the lungs, paralysis, phlegm, fainting, hay fever, bad digestion, swelling, liver problems, cardiovascular problems, tumor, diabetes, cholesterol, tuberculosis, blood pressure, catching a cold, stiffness which comes from walking too much, standing too long, sitting too long, sleeping too much, etc. Therefore, sickness is common to any of us and does not make any difference between young or old people. Neither does it choose any particular person. Some people cannot stand it, they sometimes even cry. Some people cannot stand it, and they do not stop moaning, etc., because they are suffering too much. All beings encounter sickness, we cannot escape it. This is why the Blessed One had the compassion to show the path for the beings to go towards Nirvana, which is a state in which there is no birth, no old age, no illness, no death. And this can be obtained by striving to do generosity, observing the precepts, and by developing bhavana. This explanation explains about the suffering due to sickness, vyatipi dukkha. Thereafter, I will explain about suffering because of death, maranampi dukkha. Death is suffering. Death can be called through several ways. It can be called demise, passing away, separation, disintegration, loss, the no way back, the eternal rest, the disintegration of aggregates, to become corpse, the cutting of element life. Death is divided into four kinds. Ayukaya marana, death due to end of life. Kamakaya marana, death due to exhaustion of karma. Upayakaya marana, death due to the end of life and the exhaustion of karma at the same time. Upacheda marana, death because the karma comes to cut. The explanation is as follows. Death due to the end of life is because life of the beings is limited. For human beings of those days, it is limited to about 75 years. When we die because of age, this is called the end of the lifespan. Death because of the exhaustion of karma. It is to die because there is no more good and bad karma. Death due to end of life and exhaustion of karma at the same time is when both the lifespan and the karma are finished. Death because of the karma that comes to cut. This karma who comes to cut is divided into two, cutting off the limbs, such as cutting the hands and their feet, etc., and the cutting of life. This is to die by various reasons, to get knocked over by a car, to die because of a flood, to fall from a tree, etc. This death is compared to the flame of a lamp, which is extinguished due to four reasons. It is extinguished because there is no more wick. It is extinguished because there is no more oil. It is extinguished because there is no more wick and no more oil at the same time. It is extinguished because the wind blows it away. Death is the final suffering in life. All beings are under the influence of death. Death cannot be escaped. We are all the same in this sense. In fact, all beings who have died in past life and who were born in this life change from this life to be born in a new world. All beings must die. We cannot escape death. Therefore, all beings are sentenced to death. and we are just waiting for the day of the sentence. But we do not know how we will be killed, at what moment, at what place, with what weapon. Some people are killed by knocking, some people by a stick, some by a knife, some by a gun, some by a bomb, some by drowning, some by the fire, and some by various disease, etc. Time nibbles the life of all beings, as well as it nibbles itself. The time goes, the night brings the living beings to go towards death. All the years are left behind gradually. When people have fear of death, they must do meritorious acts, which are the virtue to bring happiness. This life is compared to a terracotta pot. Even if this terracotta pot is not yet cooked or already cooked, beautiful or not, big or small, old or new, all these pots have to break at the end, and cannot escape from being broken. The age of all beings is compared to be round up, to be killed, like the cows, where the cows walk and enter the slaughterhouse step by step. This is called to walk and to come close to death. As the Buddha's word says, the God rounds up the cows to the pasture with a stick or with a whip. In the same way, old age and death round up the life of all living beings. So as the days and nights pass, we are like walking and entering closer and closer towards death. Such is the life of all beings. So all Buddhist followers should strive to do good and in large quantity, even if goodness is difficult to do. Do not let the time pass without doing anything, because life has a lot of suffering, with many troubles and with little happiness. Life is short, and not before long we will have to leave this world. At the word of the Buddha,